Hello guys, I just want to point out this is the third time I've had to completely record it because the newer file that I just made fucking crashed again. So god damn it. So this time I'm gonna do it right. And this is gonna be the main file that's gonna teach how to do all of the things that I've been trying to do, and it's going to be a complete it's going to be from complete install all the way to having MMD models, custom animations, and having cool stuff on your model. So, let's do this. For fuck's sake. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go to the Escated Avatars, and you're going to make sure you want to download the Kanna zip emojis, which is from the pins, which is right here. You're going to need this. Also, if you don't have dynamic bones, download it here. I posted it. It's cool. Download it. Take it. Use it. It's fantastic. It's free. You don't have to pay $20 for it. Take it. And also make sure you download GitHub or you download the MMD tools because we're going to need this for later on in the MMD process. Anyways, pins. Make sure you download it. It's downloaded. Comes up on a YouTube video or comes up on a Google browser. You know, yeah. It's done. It's done. Okay. First thing we're going to do, open up Unity. Alright, project's created. You're going to make sure you click Inspector because you're never going to need services. You're going to want to show in Explorer. Open this up, drag this over here. You're going to want to find the... Now I made a newer file that has all of the materials. You're going to take all the shit that's in here. And, whoop, you're going to make sure you open up that. Then you're going to take all the shit that's in here and drag it in there. And then you're going to exit this. And you're going to exit this, and then Unity will load. Now we're back in Unity, and you're going to want to drag and drop the model into the hierarchy. Don't drag and drop into the scene. There have been issues with, you know, your character not being centered and all that jack shit. So yeah, let's not. So anyways, your character is here, and it's cool, and it's wow, and it's really big. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go over here to the scale and change that all to 0.4, because that's the smallest you can make your character without having any real VR problems if you're using actual VR headsets. Sometimes you might, but normally you shouldn't. Most people I talk to in VR don't have really too big of issues, you know, being at certain heights. So don't worry, it's just for VR to act a little bit more stable if you put it at 0.4 and just keep it at that. Like my model is personally at 0.38 just because I like to be a little bit smaller than everyone else, but that's just personal opinion. That, again, nothing you have to worry about. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package. We're going to make sure that we download, or we're going to make sure that we import our dynamic bones, which you got for free. Bam, done. We're going to go back into Assets, or nope, not New Asset. Import Assets, Import Custom Package. We're going to make sure that we go down to our downloads, and we're going to download the new SDK that came out on the 12th of December. Import. Now my potato PC is going to take a little bit to download. So once it's in, it's in. Nope, it didn't. Cool. Great. Okay, so anyways. Now that this is all done, first thing we're going to do is going to go add dynamic bones and dynamic colliders so that your physics, whenever you touch yourself, actually apply physics. So yeah. First we're going to do the skirt. You're going to come over here, you're going to hit add component. You're going to type in dynamic bones. Boom. You're going to take the lower body, drag it into the root. Then we're going to change the settings by putting them at we're going to name them, or put them at 3.77 for both of those. Then we're going to change this one to 185, right? I think that was 185, right? Yeah. No. That was at 115. Yeah. So we're going to change that. We're going to change the stiffness to 115, and we're going to change this to 285. Or we're going to change this to 215. So the reason why I've been asked to do that is because a lot of people have been complaining about the skirt being too forceful. So these are turned down settings to make them not powerful as fuck, and then they clip through. You're gonna get some clipping in VRChat because VR physics aren't as good as real life physics. Duh. So prepare for that. It's gonna clip a few times. Yeah, that happens. All right. So now we're gonna add dynamic colliders. Colliders will, now that you have colliders in your thing, now you'll also have colliders in your hands too, and you'll be able to frill your skirt, and it'll look cool and all cute. Anyways, you do it in this ring because you don't need everything to activate your frills. So yeah, there you go. So anyways, now you're gonna also make sure that you click exclusions because I totally forgot about this, and you're gonna drag your left foot. You're gonna drag all the panties into it. You're going to drag the right foot. You're going to drag... Oh, no, that's it. All right, yeah. That's all you drag in. Now we're going to click into upper body. We're going to go to waist upper 2. We're going to go to neck. We're going to go head. And we're going to click on the head. So now we're going to click this, add dynamic bones, grab the head, drag it into the root, change the settings to 0.337 on each one. And then we're going to change this one. I think this one is at 215. Yeah, and then this one is at 415, or I think I put this at 485 or 285. I'm gonna put this at 255 because I don't want it to be overbound. I don't want to be overpowerful just for hair physics. So exclusions, there's a lot you do on this one. You're gonna add in bones, or you're gonna both eyes. You're gonna add in eyebrow bones. You're gonna add in front hair 1, front hair 2, front hair 3. Front hair 4, and front hair 6, and then left eye, lower teeth bone. No, I don't want to add in the right ponytail. I want to add in right eye because I'm retarded. Tongue bone and upper teeth bone. Boom, done. That's done. Now we're not adding any dynamic colliders because we don't have anything that in our hair or in our, like our horns that collide with anything because everything else is static. So that's done. You're gonna click that back out, and now we're gonna go into our shoulders, and we're gonna click wrist. Once we find wrist, we're gonna add dynamic colliders and not physics because we don't need any physics in our hand. And we're gonna put it to 0.02, and then that's done. And all we gotta do is click up on the right, or all we gotta do is click up on the shoulder, and then we're gonna do it for the same for the left arm. Go into that, go into wrist, click that, add thing, collider, boom, done. That's all done. Done, and done. All done, all done. Anyways, there you go. That's done. Now you actually have colliders and stuff. If we click out on the model, you'll see all the colliders look like this. And it looks like some weird ass, trippy matrix shit. And it's all like, whoa, trippy as fuck. Anyways, that is done. That is dynamic bones, dynamic colliders. That way that if you're in VRChat, you can actually touch your skirt and it frills and it moves around because, physics and cool shit. Alright, that is done. So make sure that we come over, or make sure that you go down to the model down here. Make sure you change it to humanoid. Apply. It's going to give you these warning messages about your right arm and your left arm. Do not worry about them. It's fine. There's no issues there. I mean, it's saying that it's barely off, but it's fine. There's no point. The arm rotation is absolutely okay. You're not going to need to worry about that at all. There's an issue that I'll show in a bit. Let me add the avatar descriptor. Alright. We're going to add the avatar descriptor real fast. Put it at 1 so this little dot shows up. And we're basically going to scroll over to the side, and we're going to adjust this dot accordingly. So I've already done this because of the corruption error. So I remember exactly where this is supposed to go. Just put it at 0.909 for the Y, and put the Z at 0.09. What you want it to do is you want it to get in the shades just a little bit like that. You want it in the shades right in the bridge of her nose, because that's going to be the most optimal viewpoint for her. And that way you won't see inside of you, but you'll be as closest to your head as possible. It will give you the most immersion you could possibly get out of this character. So anyways, that's done. It's all inside. Now you're going to make sure you go over here, change it to female, and then you're basically done. You could, if you wanted to, and you didn't want anything extra fancy, you could just come over here to the VR SDK after signing in through the settings. You could come into this, build and publish. Now, there's a few issues. This one right here, you need to remember this count of polys, because if you want to add anything to your character, you're going to have to keep it under 20,000. Specifically, you're going to need to keep it equal to 9,999. Or 19,999. Because there's an equal to 1 that equals 20,000 polygons because of some weird thing inside VRChat. But anyways, you can't have any models over 20,000 polygons. They want you to keep it under 10,000, but it's not really necessary, and it really doesn't impact performance unless you're running on like the world's worst PC, which then that's pretty much understandable. But anyways, just keep it under 20,000. That's why when we go into our model choices, we're going to have to look for low poly models. Other models that are imported might actually be under 20,000 to begin with, and then you can add quite a bit of things to them to make them unique. But again, we're working with Kanna models and not any other model. So, yeah, that explains that. Your avatar is too short, probably shorter than you wanted. It's actually at the maximum shortness that you could or the minimum short, or the maximum of shortness range you could possibly make it. It's right at like 3 meters or some shit. If I'm not mistaken, it's like right at like 3 feet or some shit. That should be the lowest it should possibly go, so you don't have to worry about that. This issue right here I'm gonna have to cover in a completely new video, because this covers full body tracking people with VR and those people who are doing it. And the issue is the pelvis. Let me go into editor real fast. Model configure, save, Kanna, no, not Kanna, Kanna, YouTube, rig 1. Anyways, you're going to save that because that's going to keep all of your progress. Anyways, we come over here into the model. You'll see the bone structure is kind of wonky. It's because of all the different physics and all the different pieces to the bone that are connected to one head. It's a whole bunch of shit. Anyways, if we look right here, this right here is the issue. This, if you know anything about modeling, this is supposed to be 180 completely straight like this one up here, and it's supposed to be like kind of, in the same row as this one. But as you can see, it's kind of like facing backwards. The reason why that is because the model makers, when they made this, were making it more specifically for MMDs and not a T-posed VR bone for VRChat. So you're going to have to fix this issue in Blender, which I'll explain in another video, but I want to address that this is an issue if you are trying to go straight into full body tracking with this model, that it's not designed for that, and this needs to be fixed. Otherwise, your body's going to do some weird contortion shit. So yeah, that's no bueno. So this is going to be fixed. So that's another video. I'm not going to touch any of it. We're going to leave it be. Anyways, also, if you want to see if your shit is actually working, you can come in. You can click the play button up here, and you can go into wherever your Kanna model is, right there, and make sure you click on it, and you can drag it around, and you can see that there are physics in your character, and you can see that you can see physics, that they do exist, and then you can just hit the play button and it auto snaps back to where it was. So now that that's done, we're going to add in custom animations. So we're going to click here, and we're going to go into this, and we're going to go into examples, and we're going to go into sample examples, or sample assets, and we're going to find this animation file, and then you're going to look for custom override empty. That's what you're looking for. What you're going to want to do, Control D, and then you're going to hit F2, and you're going to name it custom animation override, and hit enter. Then you're going to scroll up, and you're going to drag this file into the assets, and then we're going to go back to the assets folder, and there it is. So now what you're going to want to do is come here to your downloads and type in Annie, I will be posting these animation files for everyone to use, so no one has to ask for me. Here is my twerking animation, and here is my where, oh where may you be. Let's add belly dancing. All right, so once you added those in, let me close this. I don't like having things running in my background. Okay, once you close that, you're going to take the twerking animation and you're going to put it in emote 2, and you're going to take the belly dance animation, put it in emote 3. I like to have my waving emote so that I can wave to people, you know, like if I'm just being quiet, Mike. So I like to put it in emote 2 and 3 just because I don't ever use those ever. So there you go. Now you have 2 dances. All you're going to want to do is go and click back in the model in the hierarchy, grab the animate controller or animation override controller, or the custom animation override controller. You're going to drag it, drop it into this controller, and you're going to drag this, and you're going to drag it into the custom standing animations, and you're going to make sure that is set to female and all that. And so then this is basically done. You'll have your custom animations. If you ever want to add any more, you come in here, add them more. You can do idle animations, you can do prone walks, you can do your hand gestures here too as well. If you're in VR, adding finger stuff, you know, like finger commands for different items, that happens. It works. It's here. That's where you're all going to do that. And you're going to make sure that this file is here because you're going to use that a lot for just animations in general. And all that. So now we're going to move on to adding models. So what you're going to do is you're going to find whatever model you have. You're going to make a folder on your Unity because usually when you do that, it's really weird. You're going to want to go ahead and drag and drop it in, and it's going to make like a folder like this if you have it correctly set up. Anyways, you're going to go into that folder, you're going to go into your sources, and you're going to pull out the model. So for me, I'm going to use my headphones as an example. You're going to take this and you're going to make sure that you scale it down. You're probably going to have to play with your scaling depending on depending on the object you're using, because not everybody's object is going to be exactly the same when customizing their Kanna avatar. But you're going to take it and you're going to put it right where you want it. Like you're going to get it set up and all in place. And once you get that all set up in place, once you get that all set up and hunky-dory and it's all in place, then you're going to go to into your hierarchy in your model. You're going to open it all the way up until you get down to wherever body part you have it listed under. Like for me, it's in head. You're going to take this and you're just going to drag it straight into there. And then boom. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do to add the object to it. Once you're done with that, you can hit play, select on the model in the hierarchy, select the scene, and you can drag your character around, and boom, look at that. Your headphones are added. Now you're probably going to see them jittering like that, and there's a reason why, because we forgot a step. And you're probably going to ask me, and you're going to be like, "Ooh, what's that? I followed your instructions." All right. So anyways, you're going to click that. You're going to go back into your hierarchy for the model. And once you're in there, you're going to click on head. You're going to go back to this. Now, what you're going to want to do is find that item and add it to the exclusions in your headphones. Whenever you see that, just if you ever have dynamic bones on an item you add like to a certain hierarchy, make sure you go back and exclude it, because if you don't, it's going to have that issue and you're going to be like, what the fuck? It's not working. And so to avoid that issue altogether, there you go. Congratulations. Issue's all fixed. And now we can hit the same thing again. Go into scene. Make sure we click on the model and not the entire head. And boom, look, it's static, it moves, and it doesn't jitter. Wow, congratulations. You've added a model. Now you could do that again for almost all objects, but make sure that it's under the poly count. Because as soon as you add it in, because before you add it into the hierarchy of the model itself, it won't say that it's under, it won't say that it raises the poly count until you add it into a hierarchy. Then it adds the polygons. Like right now it's at 19,381. So if I wanted to add anything else, I would have to find something that is underneath about 700 polys. Especially on my character, I'm basically at the limit, almost 8 polys away from the limit. So yeah, go figure. Anyways, model added. Boom, done. We don't give a shit anymore. It's done. That's how you add those to it. If you ever need that, you come back, click on that. So now we're gonna do the MMD animations. So for this, you're just gonna go ahead and close that out because we're not gonna need it. You're gonna go ahead and grab Blender for all of those users who have Blender. Make sure you delete everything in the scene and hit OK. Go onto this. Make sure that you go onto the avatars. Make sure that you download this tool, like I said earlier in the video. Make sure that you have it. It's gonna open up MMD tools. That's the new MMD tools that is better and usable and all that. And you're gonna take that and you're gonna import it. There's a bunch of videos online to teach you how to install MMD tools. I'm not gonna teach you how to do it here because I have it already installed and there's no point in actually doing it. I'm gonna also upload this new file that I'm about to import called Kanna Dance File Fix 1 PMX. Anyways, once you're in, you're gonna go ahead and you're just gonna go ahead and move this in. What? All right, there we go. Sorry, I'm kind of half retarded when it comes to Blender. Blender has different controls. So anyways, you're gonna make sure that everything's unselected by hitting the A key, and you're gonna hit it again to make sure you select everything on this model in here, and you're gonna import the motion, which the motions you're gonna have to find through MMD packs or VMD packs. So what you're gonna want to do for VMD animations, which I'm gonna open up 2 tabs for this, you can type in MMD Dances, and you can go here, and this will bring up the motion download for animations. You can search through here for VMD animations. Mostly when you do these, they either don't have sound or they do have sound, and that's all depending on what you look like. If you want really good ones, I would type in MMD Dances on YouTube and find which one that you would want. So like you would say it's really hard finding a good MMD animation on YouTube, like one that has a download link with it too, that's actually decently looking, like nice and all, and doesn't, like, you know, murder your ears. Yeah, once I ever fucking find one. Oh my lord. Alright, let's type in songs instead of dances, because apparently, you know, nothing good is coming up. Yeah, fuck. So I think this one, for example, works pretty well. I don't even know that, you know, music's not copyrighted. I don't want to get sued. Anyways, so you have this. You can go ahead and watch the preview for it for just a little bit. You know, and they start playing the song and all that. The character starts dancing. You're not gonna have the fancy camera animations as shown, but these are the song and like song and dances. Like this one right here, she really doesn't move too much. She just kind of stands still and does lots of upper body and facial animations. But yeah, you're gonna take this and it's gonna, most of the info you're gonna have to hunt and look and all that. So anyways, here's the camera motion. It redirects you to another YouTube. This motion, you're gonna find it and you look, bam, here it is. And then you're gonna see if this download link right up here on DeviantArt is actually like a RAR file or not. If it's a JPEG, don't download it because you're just downloading this image. If they might have the download down here if it's not up there. So anyways, you're gonna click that, open the RAR file, bam, open that up, click get rid of all these, continue to download. So now that you've downloaded it, here is the wave file, here's the camera, and there's the camera VMD file, and here's the singer VMD file. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to make sure you come into here, and I just recently moved it to my thing, so I gotta hit back to previous, back to import motion, and there it is. And so this is the camera. We're not using the camera. We're using this, which is the singer, which is the actual animation that your person does. Click that, and then this little bar down here appears. And all we're gonna do is just come down here and hit the play button. And now we're gonna watch Kanna do her animation. So you usually want to go ahead and sit through it and make sure that the animations are right, because on the Kanna model, most animations are built for Miku characters, not Kanna characters, and you just want to make sure that the Kanna model itself functions properly, and you just want to make sure that it's, not half retarded. Because again, the pelvis does have an issue because of where it's placed, and we could fix it right here in Blender right now, but we're using a separate model to upload MMD models. Like I said, this dance is mostly upper body and doesn't require too much like lower body movement. But because, I've been kind of going through these a lot, don't ask, I'm a weeb. Anyways, once you see that the file is okay and it looks good, you're going to come up here, click File, go to Export, and you're going to export it as an FBX. What I would do is make a separate file for your VMDs and all that, and just come up here and rename it to whatever the name of the song is. So this name of the song is Cake. So click Cake, hit Enter, and let it export. Now when it exports, you're going to wait for a little bit because your Blender is basically going to freeze and it's got to load. And it's going to take a while because, loading is fun. Alright, that is done. All we're going to do is we're going to hit Exit. We don't need Blender anymore. That's done. Boom. Open up Unity. What we're going to do is pay close attention, hit File, New Scene. You're going to save these to the original Kanna YouTube rig 1 that I made. But anyways, you're going to make a new thing. It's going to be here. It's going to be completely empty. You open up your file explorer, go to your desktop, wherever you opened it. You're going to take the new FBX file that you had, drag it into your assets. Boom. And it's going to load because Unity has to load. So there's the model. It's its own model compared to everything else. So what you're going to do, drag and drop it right into the hierarchy. Now, this one is really big for some stupid reason. So you're going to put it at 0.08 for each one. And that's going to be the relative height to your character in-game. So 0.08. So that's done. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to also make sure that you want to import the wave file from it. You can make it into .ogg if you want to, but the WAV file, MP3 file, and the .ogg files all work. You don't need to worry about that. It still works as a song. So anyways, exit that. You're going to scroll down into the animations folder that you had previously open from doing custom animations, and you're going to look for the simple avatar controller. Same process. Control D, or click on it, or Control D, not Shift D. F2, name it simple avatar controller. Hit Enter, take that, or scroll up, take it, throw it in the assets folder, go back into the assets, it's here. Now you're going to double click on this. It's going to open up this little animator tab. You're going to hit right click, create new state from new blend tree, and then this opens up. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open this up. And this is going to open up the animation file, as you can see. As you can see right here, your character's doing the animation. You're going to click the blend tree, and you're going to drag this little animation file into there. Then boom, there it is, right there. Done. All done. All you're going to do, click back up into the scene, minimize this, and then you're going to click your model here in the hierarchy, and you're going to make sure that you take this simple avatar controller and drag it straight into the animation controller over here on this tab. And then that's basically done. Your character will now, if we hit play, will now actually do the dance in Unity, which means that your character will do it in VRChat. And that's how that's done. So make sure you unhit play. So take the sound file, drag it straight onto the character. Now, recently, the sound files have been all fucked up or have been nerfed due to VRChat doesn't wanting spamming music coming off of players. So make sure you put it to 0. Make sure you come down here and put minimum distance to 0 and maximum distance to 10. Then change it to linear roll off. Change the spatial blend to 3D. Change the volume to 0.5 because that's where it's going to cap it at. And you're basically done with audio file settings. This way, whatever the volume is in game will still not be as loud, but will be loud enough for people to hear it and still walk away from it, and hopefully that's the case. If not, then just say rip to MMD models all in general, because then basically VRChat can't hold it anymore because of all the volume being completely nerfed. They might fix it, I don't know, probably won't. VRChat nerfed the shit out of this. It's whatever, it happens. But there you go, audio source added. Boom. Completely el dano. Now all you gotta do is also add in the VR descriptor, which I personally make it at 1.5, and I put the Z to -1 just so it's back here, and so you can see your character doing the dance animation while you're watching in the back. Duh. And just make sure you hit file, save scene, and it's gonna ask you to do a new one. I normally name it like Kanna and then whatever the dance is, like cake, like this. That way I remember as I'm going through what scenes are which scenes, you know, so I can flip back and forth between them and not, you know, have to wait. Cancel. All right. So anyways, that is done. And all you're gonna want to oh yeah. One more thing. If you have models or anything on said like new VMD animations, you're gonna have to re-add them in, and you're gonna have to re-put them in. So if you have like headphones or backpack or any of that, just remember you're gonna have to put it back into the thing. You make sure you drag it back in. 270. Scroll in. Drag it up a little bit. Put it right there. And then now you're gonna have to go back through the hierarchy and add it that way too, or else it's gonna be weird. Now the only difference between that one and this one is the fact that this one is in Japanese and the other one is not. As you can see right here, I know this pathing in all of this kanji or in fucking symbols from Japan/China, because it probably is from China or Korea. I know a lot of this just by looking at it and remembering exactly where the path files are for hierarchy. So anyways, if you need to, take some time, look through all of this, see all of this, and then just remember, the spelling and all that. Anyways, down here, you're going to just do the same thing you did before, untitled, drag it into the head, boom, it's added. And there's no dynamic physics unless you want to add dynamic bones to it here and add physics while you dance. But I recommend not doing that, because it takes a little bit more time and effort, and it takes a little bit of actually deciphering through all of this, because some of it is not what it seems. So yeah, some of it is just put into more hierarchies that aren't really necessary. So anyways, yeah, done. And avatar descriptor's done. VR this, boom, just build it. It's in game. That's all you gotta do. Which I probably would release this actually. Should I download this or should I upload this? Yeah, I'll upload it. It's basically my character. Well, it's not actually my character. Actually, I don't need to do it. I'll do it on my actual main file and not this one. So anyways, yeah, that's for the most part, you're done. That's how you added the MMD, and that's also how you added the other one, or the main one. So we're gonna go back to this one, and that's gonna open this file up, and now we're back in here. If you want to add an audio source like the Skettit ones, you can if you want to. That's all up to you. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's if you want to, So yeah, that's done. And I'm gonna leave the links to all of the different websites you can use for animations and dance or animations and all that, and finding MMD models and all of that. Like I said, Maximo is a good place to find custom animations to put into your overrides, like jazz dancing and agony stuff, listening stuff, grabbing rifles off of backs, grenade throws, just stuff, that just seems, like cool stuff, basically. And there's like packs and all that. You can go there. You just type in MMD Dances. You can go to DeviantArt right here. Find all of those. If you're looking for MMD models, like if you want to do other models other than Kanna, again, DeviantArt, great place to find MMD models here. Whatever website. Oh, if you're looking for actual objects to add in-game and stuff like that to your character, Sketchfab is a great place. You do need to make an account, though, to actually be able to get in. No, that's not... Okay. Yeah, it hides age restriction. Okay, cool. Yeah, so anyways, go through Sketchfab. They have quite a bit of shit you can add to your character. Axes, hands, stuff like that. Do be careful on the poly side, because some of them may have an ass load of polys. Like there's something like, okay, look, so this is an earring, right? And we're gonna take this earring into example for a second. This is an earring, or like a little pendant. So you think, wow, looks really pretty, looks really nice. I'd like to have that on my character. You're gonna scroll down and go to the model info, and you're gonna see that there's over 1 million triangles. There's over 564,000 vertices, like the little points where they all connect together. This just counts all the triangles. This is like half the number of this. This has over 1 million tries in polys, dude. That's just why you need to inspect the model when you're going down through downloads first, because by God, it's gonna suck ass. Also, if you are looking, anyways, you're gonna want to go to those, check these out, you know, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You're gonna find a lot of help and a lot of use in this. So I'm gonna leave it at that. See you guys whenever I make the Blender episode to fix the bones for full body tracking. Peace.